They're going to do it now. Okay, so let's see if this works here. So the reason we do this on the stack is because we need Narset to be alive. And then we're going to go memory. So we'll draw 7 and they will draw 0. Oh, that is so dirty. Now, new hand is absolutely terrible. But we did just completely get rid of the hand. Hello, welcome to the MTG Josh channel. If you're new here, then you might be able to find some interesting new builds that you haven't seen anywhere else. Today we're looking at Narset Parter Vales, which is kind of like a bygone card. We don't really see much of it played nowadays, which is kind of ludicrous because when she first came out, she was all over the place. And frankly, it was kind of like a miserable experience to face, but then the power level of the game went up. And I guess her power level eventually went down when we see other things. Interesting that she actually nerfs Rusko quite a lot because it stops people drawing more than one card each turn. Now let's look at how we're going to abuse this particular card. Now I made this with a few, I guess you could say, combos in mind, something that I don't normally do. But if we look at each player draws. So what I want to do is, this is kind of like an each player draws tribal with inverted commas here. So she doesn't let your opponent draw more than one card each turn. So you've got cards in the deck that allow us to manipulate the game in a way that abuses this. So Fairy Mastermind lets each player draw a card. Or if your opponent has drawn the second card each turn, you draw a card. So the middle ability is kind of an unbow, but the bottom ability basically lets just you draw a card for 4. That's pretty useful, pretty aggressive card. Folio Fancies is pretty mean. Allows each player to draw X, but you'll just be drawing X. Your opponent will be drawing 0 if you do it in their turn, because they'll already have drawn their regular card. We have Commit to Memory. This is perhaps the meanest one. This is the combo that I was trying to go for. Now, we'll make up to you guys who don't like combos by saying that this deck barely has any counters at all, and that's just indicative of my channel. We don't really go for counters. There are a few, but it's not a typical blue counters build, an extra turns build that just goes crazy. We're just trying to deplete the hand, which is a very different and evil wink on itself. But yeah, so how does this work? Commit, we don't really care about this. We just want to put the spell in the graveyard. So Commit can put something back into the deck, either a spell on the stack or a permanent on the field. And then when Memory's in the graveyard, we shuffle each of our hands into a library and draw 7. Only the opponent will not be drawing 7, they'll be drawing 1 in our turn. Or you can be cheeky like this, and you can use Torrential Gear Hulk to flashback an instant spell. Now this is an instant or sorcery spell. Pretty sure you can cast Memory using the Torrential Gear Hulk. I have done it before in paper, and you used to be able to do that in standard as well, which is very, very cheeky. We have Kamina's Awakening, which is very cheeky. Normally it's both players draw a card, so it's like Howling Mine, but if you have the 6 blessing, only do you draw. So the downside of the early play of this means that your opponent won't be drawing anyway because of Narset. So you can see here Narset has a lot of synergy with existing cards. Howling Mine, the classic, each player draws, only your opponent won't be drawing with Narset out. I've got some other interesting things. Zenith Chronicler, this is just whenever your opponent casts a multi-card spell, you draw a card. This is just a value card. That's pretty good. And something else cheeky, Gaia Reach Sanitarium, each player draws a card, then discards a card. If they don't have any cards, they're just basically going to discard a card. It's so rude. It's a very, very rude deck. And I think it's very, very strong. It's a nice little twist on mono blue. It's not what you think it is. Yeah, there's a few counter spells, but it's more tempo-y. It's definitely a challenge because blue's removal isn't as good as you really want it to be if you're not using counters. So we're relying on a lot of bounce effects, unsummon, stun dismissal, anyhow, which are really good. 1 mana bouncy spells. When you get to the end game, you're just going to annihilate. You've got Jingataxias, Hullbreaker Horror, Torrential Gear Hulk, River's Review, all the usual evil stuff. So join me in this very powerful, fairly mean deck. I mean, I don't even think I think she's good, but she's not unstoppable. No one uses this. I don't think I've ever seen someone use a Narset Commander deck in Historic Brawl. So please join me as I pilot this deck, and let's see if I can navigate my way out of tricky situations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, support the channel. Let's go. Okay, Ristic Study, we have to go first. Against Angels, Demons, and Dragons. Sweet. Okay. Triple Tribal. I like this deck. It's got pretty good value. Look at the top 6, keep up to 3. The 3 mana, that is awesome. Look at the top 6, you reveal Angel, Demon, and or Dragon. Put into your hand. This gets better with time, because as time goes on, we get more dual types. And there are a few hybrids of these. There's definitely a Dragon Demon. There's definitely an Angel Demon, I think. But an Angel Dragon, that would be sick. Can you imagine an Angel Dragon? How cool that would be. So going by their sleeves, they're into black and Liliana, so maybe they've got some reanimation there. 3, 4. Return to spell permanent to return it. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this up. This is a very cheeky spell. Basically, bounces something to the hand, and then you get to play something that costs... Oh, interesting. Instant sorcery. I'm just going to count it as a bounce spell on the stack here. It's a shame. We don't have any instant sorceries. Oh, wait, fine. Fine. And we have to discard as well. Ooh, Imrith. Okay. That didn't work out too bad. They kind of basically wasted their whole turn and made them discard. So it kind of was a counter spell. Now, if they do have Reanimator, then I'm a bit worried. But we'll see. We do have the Symmetry Illuminator for that, to exile stuff from the graveyard. Here's another interesting part as well. If, let's say, Kalia does get him a couple of cards here, they've already got 6 cards in hand, so I feel like Kalia is a much better card to play when you don't have that many cards in your hand. Symmetry Illuminator. So let's get rid of that dragon, because I'm a bit worried. And now when we hit with the Emerald, we get to draw 2, unless they block and they've got a board wipe. Ah, interesting. So they could just have a board wipe, which is a real shame because I feel like we've used all of our cards. Where have all our cards gone? I guess we use one to... We use the press the enemy to bounce something, but I feel like we're just really low on cards. So if they have Day of Judgment, I will be very sad. Seize the spoils. This feels very Reanimator to me. I mean, Kalia is in the graveyard. But, as I said earlier, let's just exile their stuff. I don't know if they realise we can just neutralise their Reanimator shell. So, there's a lot to be said about Symmetry Illuminated. This is good. I think they actually forgot what this did. Because Caesar Spores is definitely a Reanimator synergy card. So, yeah, keep that in mind. If you see your opponent discarding stuff, have cards in your deck that will can deal with that. Graveyard removal, really important. Okay, some really interesting cards here. The Law Master is something I didn't mention, but yeah, each player's draw step. That player may draw an additional card. If they do, spells they cast this turn cost 2 or more to cast. So they have to mulligan 3 times. I don't think we're going to get a game here. And if we do, they're going to have a very powerful hand. Okay, they're keeping it. 5 cards, 6 cards. Sure thing. Alright, let's start with the Law Master here. Let's see. Probably not very good this early. Although saying that, if they do draw an extra card, they can't play anything apart from 1-drops. Okay, so they don't choose to do that. Elvish Rejuvenator. Wowzers. As if they've got a non-dinosaur. I mean, this is kind of common, right? People have dinosaur without dinosaur. We will draw an additional card here. Consuming Tide. That's a shame, because that would have bounced by some stuff. Okay. So we can't cast spells. Really? So they can easily just abuse this now. Oh, no, they can't. Because if they do, they can't cast a commander. Yeah, okay. Teleportation Circle. So they're going to flicker... yeah, let's bounce that. Let's just pretty much slow down their entire turn. They missed a land drop. Decline. Okay, so if we give our spells, if we give our spells flash, then we can just draw an hour 10 anyway, and it's fine. What do we want to do? There's a lot of options here. If we go for Ristic, though, it does mean that we get to draw whenever they cast extra spells. So that could be good with Pantalaza. Though they do have 5 mana. If they play land, they can pay 1 for the Ristic as well. Ah, Rex Sage. That's a shame. So if they had that, so this is actually more of an elf deck than a dinosaur build, which is really strange. I'm kind of a bit confused about this, but there you go. God damn it. We're getting our arse handed to us, really. Okay. So they get to keep 1 thing. So they get to 6, we get to 4, and then we get to draw a card. I just need a land. Just give me a goddamn land. And keep the elf. Okay, fun. We got a land. Are we going to just kill him with the Lawmaster? That'll be funny. They don't have a strong card when they don't have any mana, right? Because it just... If we had more flash, it would be more effective. But yeah, sadly, we just struggling to do the thing. But I guess if we get 1 more land, we can slow them down. Are they really struggling here? They are. They're just not getting the extra land. But they are now with the Rejuvenators, so... Ephemerate. Huh. They're going to get another one. So they're pretty much guaranteed that. For Time Warp. Decline. Okay, I think we're just going to go for the ley line and then let's just see what happens here. So the ley line works really well with the Lawmaster. It means we don't have to cast things on our turn ever again. And we're just going to be able to... Well, they're saying that. They've got the Rex Sage, haven't they? But if they go for the Rex Sage, they don't go for the Pantalaza. I don't know. We'll see what they do. They've got 6 mana. So they are just going to kill the ley line. Damn. But again, they're getting away from the Pantalaza. So I don't know. I really don't know what to think. To think they went to 5. They're sick of that. Sure. Okay. Go for Teferi then.
Don't feel bad when you lose.
And let's see if we can keep them alive. Yeah, playing the ley line was foolish, I guess. They were just willing to spend their whole turn on Rex Sage rather than going for the Pantalaza. So I don't really know what to think. Really, Teferi's protection. I mean, sure, fine. What else can they do? Ragavan, dashed. Okay, I guess that means Teferi's dead. Wow, they put all their resources into that. How much do I really care about that, though? We get to trade for a Ragavan and a Ram. I mean... Yeah?
No setbacks next time.
Okay. Four, 5, 6. It's probably too soon to go for the Rebuke now, isn't it? I don't really know. 3. This has got a flash. Yeah, I guess we'll just be aggressive. Like, they got 15. Although they do have the protection in hand, yeah, I forget. They don't have to cast it there and then. Okay. Teleportation circles. So we can basically never play artifacts or enchantments again, and they can essentially just continuously get lands off the top. Which kind of sucks, really. But they also have the Pantalaza ETB because it's not a cast trigger, because apparently this is more fair than Cascade, which is utterly ridiculous. Let's see if we can... The thing is the trade even worth it here? Let's just draw. So we get some triggers. So we can now actually block the Pantalaza. That was actually worked out pretty well there. Okay, I'm kind of happy about that. 7 mana to do that later. Paying 4 mana to draw 2, and your opponent draws 1. That's pretty great, right? Like, especially with Narset. With Narset out, this basically says draw 2. Guess we can just swing it over top. Let's just swing in and see what they do. It's unlikely they... I don't know. They might want to keep their assets. Down to 9. Okay. Go for extra turn. That doesn't feel so good, does it? Rebuke probably feels better. But they do have Teferi's protection. Not sure. Go for Narset. I guess we go for Narset here.
I know 88 ways to get out of justice.
Oh, missing. Oh, that sucks. Okay, fine. So Teferi's protection, we have to keep that in mind. We've got a really good blocker, /attacker. See what they get. They are gaining life with the Warden as well. 1 Power Stone. Okay. Teferi's protection here? Okay. Well, this is going to stop them drawing their second card, so we're just going to draw for 4, aren't we? Yeah, okay, fine. Why don't we just use Teferi's protection there? I'm really I guess so we can't counter it. Okay, fine. Okay. I kind of see why they did that.
Thoughtfulness before action.
Kind of makes sense. It does actually make sense. So they're waiting for something. They're waiting for something, aren't they? So with this out, we do have the City's Blessing. So we will be drawing. And they won't be. I guess we just... I think we're going to play Teferi so we can actually phase the Pantalaza. Yeah, that works out pretty well.
Time to improvise.
Okay, so it's a pretty crazy game. It's nice to see all these dinosaurs in that deck, isn't it? Archdruid Charm, destroy that. Okay. Suddenly I'm not that worried. Guardian Project. Okay, yeah, I think they're screwed then. We're just going to phase out whatever they target with the circle. Sure. If that's how they want to spend their entire turn, then go ahead. So now they're going to have to block. Although we have the River's Rebuke. So we've just won then, haven't we? We've got 10 here. I don't think there's anything they can do here. They can't block with that. So, GG's. No dinosaur builds. So they could never ever re-trigger Pantalaza with anything else but itself. Strange. I'm going to quickly interrupt this video to tell you this video is not sponsored. And because of that, the channel does need help from people like you. So if you do want to support the channel in your own way, you can like and subscribe, which is completely free. But if you want to go the extra mile, you can donate to the channel via my Ko-fi link below or become a channel patron. And if you become a channel patron, you can get a custom video of your choice. Check out the details below. Okay, we go first, which is always good. Being a blue deck, we definitely need the advantage of going first, especially against aggro decks like this. Equipment, tokens. Start with a tap land. Search is going to be nice to smooth out our hand a bit. We've got a little bit of removal, or tempo. And we'll just see how we get on here. Wow, Search for Skenta plus Gearhulk is really lovely. Because if we put spells into the graveyard, not only does it increase the speed in which this flips, but it gives us some fuel for the Gearhulk. Which is always nice to see. I really don't want them to play creature here. Because I'll kind of want to go for Narset, but then they might just have something with haste anyway. Which could scupper our plans completely. I don't know why they sacked that there. There was no need. They can't play that land. So, not sure. We kind of just want lands. I think, yeah, that's fine. So they do have something with haste. Then We could just lose Narset, but
Focused and
at least she gives us a
disciplined.
card back, and it takes some of the
Meditating
pressure off our
and
life
prepare.
total. One Power Stone. Do they have a bolt here? No bolt? Okay. And we have the really mean thing. We have the commit plus G-Hulk. Torrential Gear Hulk, sorry. Fiend. Lash. No creatures yet. Okay, so I feel like we might be able to do the sneaky thing we want to do. Let's start fueling the graveyard a little bit. We have a land in hand. Morale's expertise. That's wonderful. So now we can get another card here. Our hand limit
Own
is...
your
Oh, we
prowess.
completely missed. Okay, fine. So now we're just going to leave up the commit. And see what happens. So commit is... If you've not seen this card, it's really versatile. One of my friends in real life, he absolutely loves this card. It's just... It is amazing, to be fair. It does everything. So we're going to... Wait, how much is that mana? I'll tell you what, we don't even have to... They're going to search. Which is annoying, because it means that... Yeah, we'll let it resolve. I thought they were playing the Kellen, no, they're actually just going to search for equipment. But it's fine, because we do have Brawl's expertise, which can bounce 3 artifacts to the hand. Colossal Hammer, so that's scary, because if they play that after a creature, it will be automatically equipped. So yeah, I think I do want to get the commit into... Let's bounce the Sigarda's Aid, which wastes a bit of their mana. And also, it's not an artifact, which means the expertise doesn't hit it. If they have something to counter this, then the commit still hits the graveyard. Okay, so they're going to play the hammer. But that was... I don't think that was the play, because they could just recast it. I don't know, that was a bit strange. Get it from Malcolm. And then we still have a bounce spell, which is fine. So we missed a land drop. We want to get to 6 mana. That's the idea here. So we can get the Gear Hulk out. I mean, I would have gone for the 1 Power Stone, but I think we just need to leave up some defenses. Annoyingly, by bouncing the Kellen, they can search for another equipment, so we don't have the best solution for this guy. As I said in the introduction, we are just mostly a tempo build. So we don't have hard answers. A lot of answers are just bouncing or returning things. Okay, Lightning Strike. So they don't care about the Narset, which is good, because they might do in a bit. And here comes Kellen again. I guess we bounce him. Just to keep the pressure off Narset. Come on, we need lands, please. No, that's not a land. I mean, it would maybe have equated to one, but Leyline. I guess we'll go for the Power Stone. That ensures we get 6 mana in the following turn. So all we need to do now is protect Narset for 1 more turn. Is that going to be possible? Kellen's going to search for something else. This is tough. As I say, Kellen is just... It just so happens that they have an ETB... It's essentially an ETB, right? Kellen is kind of like 5 mana. It's 3 white and red for a 2-2 with that ability on the right. Oh, they've gone for the boots, which is scary. Sigarda's Aid. I still think they shouldn't have played the hammer. I think that was a mistake. Okay. Skydiver can go in the bin. And we now get to flip it, which is awesome. And we can see if our Gear Hulk combo works. And we can even... They're going to do it now. Okay, so let's see if this works here. So the reason we do this on the stack is because we need Narset to be alive. And then we're going to go memory. So we'll draw 7 and they will draw 0. Oh, that is so dirty. Now, a new hand is absolutely terrible, but we did just completely get rid of their hand. So, who's the real winner here? And we have a flipped Ascanter, which gets around the... You know, normally you'd need stuff in your graveyard to flip this, but it's already flipped. So it's fine. How much excess did they deal? They dealt 3 excess. I don't know what's going on. Did they not realise what we just did? I can't tell if this is resolved or not, because the thing about search or look abilities is... I guess it has resolved, right? Because their loyalty's at 0. Yeah, okay. Haste.
Still have much to learn.
Sure thing. Mummy Deluge. So now we have to contend with Nahiri and Kellen and a giant hammer. Now, I still think that was strange because there's only... Because the equip cost is 8, which is a hell of a lot. Okay. Rabbit battery. Yeah, it doesn't work in the inverse there, sadly for them. 3, 4, 5, 6. You may reveal Aurora equipment and put them again. Put the rest on the bottom. You may attach an equipment you control to it. I see. So they're going to be able to do that. I guess we just hold off. Yeah. I guess, yeah. I didn't realise that they could equip it for 0 with Nahiri. Okay, fine. So we are in trouble. But if we leave it lots of mana, they might not want to do it. Reconfigure. Okay. So now it's a 3/3 with haste double strike. So amount of mana to cast the spell. Fading Hope. And I guess the elixir. Okay, so we got another bounce spell here. Which is very lucky. But again, it just means they're going to be able to recast Kellen. And do all sorts of cheeky things. So we are still under a bit of pressure from this hammer. If we can somehow get rid of this hammer, we might be okay. But yeah, the fact they can just keep tutoring stuff. This is not even their commander, which is ludicrous. And please don't rope. Come on now. You don't need to rope. Not every game needs to be a rope. I'm not even countering anything. Have I countered anything? Didn't think so. It's kind of pathetic, really, the amount of ropers there are in this game. It's just... what kind of community are we in, you know? Right. So just come back from a P, and I can see the opponent has finally passed priority to me. Now, it's funny because I've been banned emotes, which means that if they've been emote spamming me, 1, 2, 3, 4, I haven't been able to see them. And the reason I've left 2 mana up here is I want to leave something up for Gadwick. There we go. Blink of an eye, that's good. Let's swing in. Seeing as we have Gadwick's ability, I'm really not that bothered about their attacks anymore. We can phase them all day long. I just want to play a game where people just respect each other. Is that so much to ask for? Also, by bouncing the Kellen to the hand, they get into reuse it anyway, so it's not like I'm just countering it, you know. Okay, let's get over land. And pass the turn. We have to discard 2 cards. I think we'll get rid of Leyline and Brawl for now. I like to keep the lands, because we are a control deck. We need to hit the lands every single turn. It's a shame, because this is actually a pretty interesting game. And I understand, you know, I did get rid of their entire hand, but they're not doing that bad considering. And also, if they really didn't like it, they should have just conceded, to be honest. I think it's better if they just conceded if they really don't want to experience it. But, you know, there's always a chance. It's just I've got so many cards in my hand. So the experience is hell for both of us. I guess that's the point I want to make. They're not happy. They want to make us not happy. Shadow Spear. Okay. So they can equip that to the battery if they want to. I keep feeling like they're missing out on this Sagada's A trigger here. Because if they'd gone for Kellen and then that, they could have just equipped that to Kellen. Save 2 mana. Yeah, this feels strange. That's right, keep spending all your mana. Haste, double strike. Question is, what should we return? Let's return Kellen. Then we can tap the rabbit battery as well. Have we made it torturous enough for them? Oh wow, okay, Hullbreaker Horror, that is crazy. Let's just go for it. That's 10, down to 6. We have some pretty crazy finishes in our hand here. And the old rope-a-dope again from Rising Taku. Nice. I hope people realise that when they rope against me, I do like to showcase it. It doesn't mean anything, but it's just, you know, I kind of like to show these people, just kind of show them up a bit. Rising Taku, why are you doing this, bro? And you can do this and then bounce something to the hand, I guess. We don't have any instants. Yeah, we definitely don't want to bounce any equipment because they just get auto-equipped. So, come on, dude. It's a weird position to be in as a creator. It's like, I spend hours recording. I just don't have time to bring you all the jolly content. So I do apologise. Some opponents are going to be like this. I'll try my best to edit out all the crappy parts, aka waiting forever. I don't have any instants, so I might as well just go for the Zenith Chronicler here. What can I do? They're all really cheap. Just bounce that back, I guess. Did we just die here? I actually think we could die, I honestly think we could die. So they go for like Kellen plus what? Ember Cleave. So 2 mana. But then it would cost 5 mana, so they'd have 3, 4, 5. Who knows? All I know is, if they don't kill us here, we probably win. Because the Hullbreaker Horror will just bounce all the defenders to the hand. And then we'll be able to smash face. Okay, and still... what have they got? Narset. So they're going for the +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment. Okay, I'm still... that's going to be concerning with a Shadow Spear, isn't it? 6/6. Sagada's Aid, again, played after the equipments. I am so confused. If you're going to equip this anyway for 2, that is bizarre. That is so strange. Why play Sagada's Aid if you're not going to play it correctly? But yeah, there we go. There's a example of kind of play you might meet if you use this deck, unfortunately. So when you're in the mood for more of a lengthy game, I think mono blue or any variant of blue is probably the choice for you. It's a lot more like chess than any other color combinations I found. And it seems to attract opponents who I don't know, it's a strange one. Maybe it's attracting opponents who take longer to think or have more thoughtful moves, or maybe they're just more cautious playing against blue, or maybe they don't know how to handle blue, so they're playing slower. Could be a lot of psychological effects there. But yeah, for the user personally in this deck, I think you're going to have a lot of fun. It's quite complex in that it's not just like creature smash past turn. Narset doesn't kill your opponent. She doesn't actually do anything to kill your opponent. So I think it's actually pretty fair. Yes, it can stop your opponents from drawing multiple cards, and you did see that happen with the Gear Hulk and the commit to memory. So, we do have ways, but it is because it is like a very weird combo, and it doesn't even win the game. So can you even call it a combo? Doesn't win the game? I don't know. Depends on your definition. But I think this is a good tester deck as well. If you want to get into control, it's nice because it's not. How many counterspells do we actually have? We have literally counterspell. And Blink of an Eye bounces something. We have press the enemy, sort of. And we have the commit. But here's the thing. Commit, press the memory, press the enemy. They're not even hard counters. So what is a hard counter? Hard counter is something like counterspell, just gets rid of it there and then. These things just bounce it back to the hand. So the whole deck has one actual counterspell, if you want to get technical about it. And I know a lot of people don't like pure control decks, so this could be for you. I've really distanced myself from counter strategies. It's just not fun. This is a lot more fun to have the interaction of balancing and so on and so forth. You've pretty much seen the cards that make the deck cool. Academy Lawmaster actually did a hell of a lot of work. Obviously, combined with the ley line would have been much better, but the opponent saw through that pretty quickly. Obviously, I made the mistake of playing this knowing they had a Rex Age in hand. That was silly, but yeah, we still managed to somehow win. Symmetry Illuminator hits at a really good angle against graveyard decks, so keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of graveyard interactions. Folio Fancies. We didn't actually get to use this too much, but you can imagine how powerful this could be. You know, each player draws X, opponent draws 0, you draw all the cards. Really cool. Keeping the Relic Tower in the deck is really handy as well, just in case you go over the limit. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. One of my technical videos, which is something that I really do enjoy a lot. I don't do them as much just because it is quite taxing on the mind. You know, you've just had a long day at work. This might not be the one for you. But if you like a puzzle, then Mono Blue is a deck for you. And I think coming to my channel to see these videos is something that is fairly unique. I don't really see any other creators kind of dabbling in these unusual sort of theoretical kind of decks. You know, it's not mill, it's not counters, it's just strange tempo-y style build. The deck list will be in the description below. Give it a go. I mean, it will take quite a few wildcards, but if you are a fan of blue, you probably already have these, to be honest. And yeah, like and subscribe to support the channel. That's completely free. If you do want to support, go the extra mile, you can donate to the channel via my Ko-fi.com link in the description below. You can donate any amount, £1, £5, £10, $10, $20. And if you want to support me further, you can go to my Patreon. And if you go to the Patreon and become an Adult Dragon member, which is one of the middle member tiers, you get a custom video of your choice. You name the commander, I'll make the video for you. I've had a few people join that tier and they've really enjoyed their videos, so why not consider that if you're feeling generous. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.